On record. Okay, there we go.
Well, I've got the minutes from last month's meeting on February 13th. Anybody have any corrections or additions to these minutes? Hearing no objections, I am looking for a motion.
I make a motion.
Okay,
I second it.
thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I abstain.
You abstain and nobody opposes?
Nobody over
One
Okay.
abstaining? Motion passed.
Mhm.
Resident and citizen participation, well, seeing only empty chairs, I think we can kind of skip this one. I don't think we're going to have
I think we're gonna have a big discussion.
anything here. As I just mentioned, that's usually a good sign, because if things are going well, people rarely come to tell us about it.
Yeah, true.
Okay, business of resident interest. Well, let's start off with the staff reports. Property managers. Got a bunch of them here. The first one comes from Chelsea Nunez and Courtney Dino Frio. And I'm having a problem, I always have a problem with acronyms.
Okay.
So REAC has been scheduled for the Samuel Eliot AMP. Which includes more
What
Port
is
and
that?
Edgewood. What the heck are we talking about here?
So REAC is the Real Estate Assessment Center of HUD. And they
Okay.
come annually and do a physical inspection of our properties.
But they don't check every apartment,
They do not.
right? So
And the
that's what I
AMP,
thought it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
the AMP should be spelled all capitals, AMP, which is when HUD went through this whole big thing, we had to divide our properties into asset groups. We put Moorcourt, Ledgewood, and Elliott into one group, and we put Melrose and Hayes into another group. So we have two AMPs, and that's the one AMP that they are coming to look at.
When you explain it, it makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. That was good, I'm glad you asked.
Another one that looks good, in the February vacation, they served 120 meals at Ledgewood. And that's great,
That was
with the
a great
support of the Rotary
thing.
Club,
Mhm,
and it was for kids and parents.
mhm.
Uh-huh.
Parents
And
were,
the other one to add here is Jen Short has joined the public housing team in late February.
Mhm.
Has been a great new addition. Jeannie has transitioned to the front desk. She used to be there, wasn't she?
long time ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's
Jeannie's,
ready to settle into our new normal.
yeah, Jeannie's worked everywhere. And Jen joins us from the Wyndham Windsor Housing Trust.
So we've got the move in, move out report. I haven't really gone through these things with a fine tooth comb, but are there any?
Just a question. So the other guy, I never remember his name, but I met him a few times, that was working, this new person is working with, Lucy?
No,
Oh, okay.
this new person is, the title of the property is this administrative assistant for property managers. So
Okay.
she's the assistant to the two property managers.
Okay, so she was doing what Jeannie was doing.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then Jeannie moved to the front desk, and I visited with Jeannie today, and she's very satisfied with all of the changes, so.
So unless someone's got something to say or question about the moving in, out, moving out report, let's move on to the asset manager report. This came from Jack Mahoney, and you got it mailed to you separately. It wasn't in the package.
Oh, okay, it was attached to mine, so. It did come separately, good.
It came separately, yeah.
Good,
And everybody got one.
good,
Right?
yeah, good.
So I don't know that we have to spend a lot of time here. One thing I think I should mention, a new staff member, Tony Ingram,
Mhm.
has been hired to perform custodial and grounds duties. Well, he's going to be at the end of the tail, that
Mhm.
filling a space that was created by Bob retiring.
Mhm.
So Tony will be starting on March 27th, and that's about when Bob's gonna be retiring.
Yeah, Bob
So
retires.
we'll get a chance to meet Tony, I guess, at Bob's retirement.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay, so, the other stuff that they're talking about here, the sprinkler system, the
Yeah.
underpass, but it isn't necessary to talk about it here. Lucy Tell is the FSS coordinator, and she says she is busy.
Yes. Well, we did have, our other FSS person left.
Okay, so she's the
So
only
she's
one.
the only one,
That's why she's busy.
and that's why she's busy. And this summer, after the legislature gets out, Jeanette White will come back, and fill the other FSS position, but not really in the strict role of an FSS coordinator. Jeanette's going to be there to help institute program improvements and program changes, which is really hard. It wouldn't be fair to ask Lucy to do that and 2 other jobs.
And to
So,
do what regularly she
Yeah,
has to do.
so Jeanette last year was able to look at the program, make some good recommendations, and now she'll come back, slide into that slot, and give Lucy some assistance, but also, do additional outreach, make more connections, just all of those things that Lucy just, you can't do it when you got, a full
It's
job.
just too much for one person.
Right, right, so that's the plan on FSS, so. And Lucy does have somebody that is, I think she has it in here, is buying a house.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
That's good.
Very good, yeah,
That's success.
that's real success, yes.
Well, Section 8, Shelter Plus Care and Transitions to Housing, monthly program updates. Is here on the blue page here, I don't know, necessary to read these, or is there anything you have to comment on any
No.
of these?
Just an update. Our Transitions to Housing program, which is funded directly by the Agency of Human Services, is not in jeopardy. We were concerned about it there. The state is losing its Vermont rental subsidy program to some extent, and it's getting cut way back. And so they're asking us to think more creatively about how our program can help fill that in. And David and I had a great discussion about ideas that he's had about how we might play a bigger role in rapid rehousing of families and using our program in a more expansive way. So
It's just
That's
a
good.
reminder that we do more than just provide houses for
we
people.
do, yes.
Okay, support, SASH, supporting services at home. Lorelei and Christine are juggling their new positions.
Yes, yes. Lorelei is now the resident opportunity and self-sufficiency coordinator. She has half a panel at your stomping grounds.
Yep.
So she's staying at SEA. And Christine is staying with Red Clover and also the larger function of managing the whole region that we are in charge of, which are all the panels in Wyndham and Windsor County, and she does a lot of work. And in addition, she now has a position in our organization as the manager of resident wellness and self-sufficiency and services program.
Well, that
So-
would explain why she called me and asked me how I was doing with
That
my
would be it.
operation.
Yes, yes.
And it asked me specifically, did I need any help?
Oh,
So,
good, good, yeah, so they're getting all those changes made, and we are hiring for a full-time SASH coordinator. And the result of all that juggling is we have,
Now, that would be above and beyond just the housing authority's requirements, or is it just the housing?
no, that's just
Just for housing
for us and the community, because we have 2 panels. One is Elliott and Hayes, and the other is Red Clover and community people.
And the community people.
And what Christine hopes is that really will be the folks down in Algiers, where Wyndham Windsor's put up a lot of housing. And that would make a really nice connection and pretty easy for them to get to Red Clover for programming. So we have, at the end of all this, we have 2 part-time SASH people, and now we can bring in 1 full-time SASH person.
Well, I'm not gonna go and talk about all the checks here, we got the check report. Once again, Green Mountain Power takes the cake.
Of course it is.
I don't know if there's anything specific we wanna mention on this thing, because other than that, it's just a listing of checks.
I do have one item on here. We were looking at April for a ribbon cutting for Red Clover, and we're now looking at May. So
Now,
that's good for
Ray's
you.
coming down, right?
He's not.
He's
That's-
not.
That's
That
why
was
we're,
what was-
yeah,
yes.
that's why we, he can't come at all. So we're just
Okay.
sort of on our own now. So if you have, period, you know, weeks or some days when you won't be available in May, please let me know. Let me know tonight or tomorrow. So that, you know, I can avoid those. I'm gonna be talking to Housing Vermont. They organize these things. And I want to avoid, you know, times when people aren't going to be away.
Well, this memo I have is one that we voted on at last meeting, and it basically is who is gonna do what in the
Yes.
event Chris or whoever is our executive director at the time isn't available to do specific tasks.
Right.
And we talked about who's gonna do what and voted on it, and it all makes sense to me.
So I just wanted another because I'm going to be gone next week, and I wanted to get it really clear. Now that Christine has her new position, we changed it up a little bit.
Okay?
So all financial matters and really signatory, that really means if today we got a suit against us for a trip and fall.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So in the event that things need to be signed for that while I'm gone, that would be Richard.
That's Richard, okay.
He can sign that. The property management issues, including enforcement and legal, go to Jack, and he obviously works with the property managers. The change is that resident issues, so these are resident issues that are not legal or enforcement. So Tom had an operation, and who can check on Tom? That goes to Christine, and she can help with all of those kinds of things. And then David, his programs, FSS and the Housing Choice Voucher.
So anything having to do with homelessness and that
Right.
type of stuff goes to him. Well, I guess that's pretty
So,
straightforward.
well, could you just?
Do we have to vote again?
Yeah, I'd like
Again?
that again.
So moved.
Oh, thank you. That would be great.
Anyone second it?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Thank you.
Opposed? Abstain?
Oh, that's
Motion
great.
passed.
It's always good to have the paperwork.
Now, this next thing, this last thing came in, and it's from Kim Lear, who is at the Marlboro Graduate Center, I guess. And she's talking about a board fair where we have the option of participating in this and meeting other people in other boards that would be doing similar. So it's just a request, is it, anybody want to participate in this? If you do, we gotta get a hold of Kim Lear, and she's in your
Well,
package, right?
get a hold of me because,
Get a hold of you.
yeah, we are going to rent a table, and be there just to talk about the partnership, and there'll be a lot of people there, I hope, that will be interested in serving on boards. And so we'd like to, you know, generate interest, and I put this in so that you could all see it, where it was, and the times, and I would love company, so if you are so inclined.
Does she have a date yet, or no, was that just?
Yes, it's June 1st, Thursday at
Hannah Grimes.
Hannah Grimes, which I,
That's in the municipal building,
Hannah Grimes is in Keene.
huh?
no, Hannah Grimes must be
It's-
at Marble College or in the tech center.
I think it's Keene, because
Really?
they have a whole,
Better
yeah, a
check
friend of
on
mine was
that,
on the board for that, for Hannah Grimes.
because there's a Hannah Grimes room in the municipal
No,
building.
that's
Yeah,
not,
something
no,
That's not it.
You know, somebody else.
Well,
Yeah.
let me find
yeah,
out
it's not Hannah
where
Grimes, it's, she used to be
A different Hannah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hannah Cosman.
Ah, right.
Cosmo.
Okay.
All right,
they gotta stop using these names.
so that's a good, I thought it was gonna be at the college.
Yeah, no, I think it's in Keene.
Okay.
You check with her, because Hannah Grimes it's a center that helps women get jobs and
Okay,
trading
Oh,
and things
okay.
like that.
well, I definitely will.
Yeah,
So I'll find out where it is, and I'll let you all
yeah,
know.
okay.
Okay.
This,
So June 1st.
this brings up something that, I can't even think of her name, she was over here. Janet called me, said she wasn't gonna be able to do the meeting today, and I was gonna be doing it. And she asked me if I'd discuss something that is coming up. Okay? And the fact is, she is going to time out this year. I'm gonna time out next year, and I think you're gonna time out the year after that,
Right,
At some point.
at some point. So we're talking 3 years in advance. So the point the point from her was that we're gonna need some new commissioners ready and willing to take over when we retire, and we don't wanna just rely on, the board of selectmen randomly picking up one, so we should try to look for people people that we know in the community that could be good commissioners. And let's talk to them and see if we can get them to tell the selectmen that they're interested, and the select people, I'm sure, unless they have some real objections, will be nominating them. So we got what, 3 years here in a row that we gotta start getting some new blood. Did I say it right?
Yeah, that's the story.
yeah.
That's the story.
That's how it worked for me. I mean,
Mhm.
somebody Richard approached
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and I just filled out the thing with the
Mm-hmm.
town, and they didn't even talk to me, they just,
And that's what this
Said they
fair is
approved.
about. It's to sort of get you out there to.
Well, here we could meet some people at this fair that would be like the candidates.
Right, yeah, that's why I thought it would be a good thing for us to go to when we find out where it is.
will be
All right.
advertised, will be
That's a good
advertised in
point.
Brattleboro? Will be advertised in Brattleboro, say if it is anything?
I don't know, but I'll email her and find out exactly
Yeah.
where it's gonna be and all of that, so.
One more thing that I wanted to bring to the table that's kind of a little, still disturbing, is the uncollected rent from Ledgewood and Moore Court
Yeah,
and the Richards building. Those are still very high
Well, isn't
amounts.
this the month that everybody catches up because they get their social security or their refund from?
this is February, so they should be catching up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about this
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just was
Or
looking at
April.
those percentages.
No, they're
and
not
I was
good.
just like, oh my word.
No.
Are they dangerously bad, or is this just
Well,
kind of
50.
normal for this time of year?
57.49% uncollected.
That's scary,
That's, it's a little high.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, I could go back and look at the trends.
I know they do have a seasonal thing.
They do.
yeah,
They
yeah,
do.
usually is the winter.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious, because I
Good
just
point.
thought that they
No,
were,
it's good to bring that.
Very good point.
No, they're not good.
It's something you gotta stay on top of.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, according to this, it says we're gonna enter executive session to discuss personnel issues.
Yes.
That's still on the table?
Uh-huh.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
Do you second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, thank you.
Motion carried.